Hello, good morning. Here we are at the edge of the river. The start of a journey, maybe the end of a journey for some. That's what rivers do. They go from some point to another. It's always nice to find a quiet spot where one can reflect and talk without the continued noises of the Philippines. I think you all know exactly the kind of noises I'm talking about. Often, the noises, of course, irritate many of us, and therefore they become, in a sense, the butt of one's comments that you receive regarding karaoke, incessant dog barking, the sound of all kinds of things Filipina, and the farmer just a further up the stream or up the river, feeding and watering his cows. That's the vision of the Philippines as I know it. It's one of the reasons why Asia is so appealing to many people who come to the Philippines to retire. The peace and tranquility that can be experienced here in the Philippines. These are just scenes of what one can expect here in Negillian also. There's always something that you can see happening. We don't have to always believe that the Philippines is all about drama and all that type of stuff, because it isn't. It's about real people, real situations, many of which I'm sure you're tired of hearing about. But nevertheless, they tend to dominate the airwaves of YouTube. The thought for the day has always been my intention just to be just that. My thought for the day. Nobody else's, just mine. And I will be continuing to do it as best I can whilst the brain is still working. Tempo, as we all know, has been spoken endlessly about by many, but it is an integral part of being a Filipina. Unfortunately, we as Westerners will agree, in most. Because with tempo come all of the side issues, the issues of relationships, the issues of how to deal with different situations, how to actually deal on a daily basis with life here in the Philippines. If you could imagine just for one moment how it was, maybe back in the West, when your wife was mad at you. For you, it was maybe a case of ignoring her, getting in the car and driving down the road, calling in on your mates, having a beer, having a yarn, and as a result, you'd sort of move on. But here in the Philippines, when your wife or your girlfriend or your partner or your live-in partner, whoever she is, has one of her tempo episodes, these can last for many days in one way or another. They don't always just end at 11 o'clock or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, whatever the time is in a day, because they fester And it's extremely difficult to envisage when that's actually going to move on. Because quite often tempo becomes the issue of the next tempo. One layer on top of another layer. They just clearly cannot let things go. It's like when you have a particular issue you want to discuss, everybody jumps on the bandwagon and has a discussion about the same thing. Why? Because quite often it affects them too. They've been there, they've done that. And for those that think that by coming to the Philippines you're going to avoid drama, well, yes, some people may be able to turn themselves off to it. Some may be able to walk away and just ignore it. But quite often that's not easy to achieve. And of course, if you're one of those guys planning on coming here to the Philippines, maybe looking for moments like this, where you can relax, sit back and enjoy the view, where you can digest everything of the day before or the week ahead. This is where you come. You can even hear the birds, even without my hearing, but with a hearing aid I can now hear birds. I can see cranes in the water fishing for their morning breakfast, along with the locals doing a bit of crab hunting. This is the life that we come to expect, and we will find here in the Philippines. We come here because we want to be happy. We come here because we want to be less stressed. And most of all, we want to be content in ourselves. And all the rest, all the crazy YouTube channels that are out there telling us how we can have this woman and have that woman, that's not coming to the Philippines to retire. That's just feeding one's own desire and ego. And of course, anyone can do that. It's not even a case of the old expression here, no money, no honey. Well, you don't need money to have honey here, because love is the daily word here. It only needs a smile. Filipinos are very loving people, and we have to remember that whilst they are loving, we have to be also loving back in a way that shows restraint, doesn't take advantage of an opportunity that maybe they don't see they're a part of. We have to use our own intellect, our own understanding of how things really should be, to guide us through our day, and not because of temptation decide to take a freebie. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and I hope your day is a good one. Bye now.